What is up, my good people? Now, what I'm going to present to you is something you probably have heard, but it needs to be reiterated because right now, when sentiment is really low, and I really do believe we're about to take off, I've been putting videos about this. If you haven't seen my last video, where I show you charts of different coins that have had a history, as far as like 5 years back or so, 4 or 5 years, and I'm really bullish on this altcoin market. Okay, so if you haven't seen that chart video that I did recently, go ahead and check it out. But I think that the cryptocurrency space is a parallel financial system that's being implemented right now. People don't view it that way, but that's what's happening. We're slowly being integrated into that system. Why do you think so many people are getting into crypto? It's because of the massive gains, right? It's attractive. People want to make money. So the way to move people over is to incentivize them in some way. Doesn't mean it's easy to make money, but it attracts people because of the possibilities of making money. And I don't know, and here I'm going to make my point of why I think this is the parallel financial system. Okay, so bear with me. There's a lot of information, but I'm just narrowing it down to some simple steps. Okay, and I think this is at the heart and at the crux of the matter. I'm not going to highlight all the digital assets I've been talking about because this video would be like hours long, can go on forever about it. So I'm going to hit it at the core. So last year, Ripple announced that it was piloting a private ledger for central banks that were launching their CBDCs, and this was massive news. It was announced randomly, and people were like, "Wait, what?" And I know there was talk about this way before, but everyone thought it was just some kind of joke. Like no one took it seriously until this announcement was made. Then everyone realized, "Oh, this is legit. This is actually happening." It says Ripple is piloting a private version of the public open source XRP ledger that provides central banks a secure, controlled, and flexible solution for the issuance and management of digital currencies. With over 80% of central banks actively exploring some form of sovereign-backed cryptocurrency, new CBDCs are bound to emerge. Each new CBDC will have unique goals driven by the specific market challenges and opportunities of its country, unavoidably leading to different technologies and implementations, leaving the world with an array of CBDC solutions. The CBDC private ledger, okay? It is based on the same blockchain tech that powers the XRPL, which means that the CBDC private ledger is built for payments, okay? That also means that this private ledger is designed for issuing currencies, with over 5,400 currencies issued on the XRPL over the past 8 years, including XRP, its native digital asset. And if you know anything about RippleNet, they use this native digital asset XRP, or the native digital asset of the ledger XRP, to serve as a neutral bridge asset for frictionless value. Now, the line of credit that Ripple launched, that's massive because now these banks can leverage that and they can use the line of credit and pay it later. And they're leveraging it using the neutral bridge asset, which is XRP. This is literally creating a parallel financial system along the one we currently have now. And it's slowly being integrated, and banks are slowly moving in that direction. And people are also moving into the direction of cryptocurrencies. Like I said, they're incentivized because of the lucrative gains they can have. Now, Brad Garlinghouse, in an interview, disclosed this. I remember when this video was making its rounds, and I looked it up on YouTube, and here we have a clip of that. And shout out to Digital Perspectives for having this video.
I mean, certainly we do know of central banks looking at the XRP ledger as open source technology to issue stablecoins using XRP ledger. Yep.
Okay, sorry, that was on 2-speed, but that's Brad Garlinghouse telling you exactly what I just pointed out. Now, let's go forward to Miguel Villas. and what he had to say about it.
Or a private fork, because that list of more than news.
Maybe 3-4 weeks ago now on Frank Chaparro's podcast, and shout out to him for a great podcast with Brad Garlinghouse, and talked about they do know that central banks are looking to issue central bank digital currencies off of the XRP Ledger open source technology. Now, that I keep thinking of a Miguel Villa's comment, that's the goal, you know what I mean?
Well, kind of, right?
Listen very carefully what he lays out here. This is last year we were talking about this idea. Listen where we go.
I mean, when I talk about XRP as a world reserve currency, I think about it as a connector of all these other systems, always standing in the middle, the most efficient, the fastest, the most elegant solution for moving money from one system to another. If it happens to land and then convert into a domestic monetary, digital currency, great. If it happens to land and then convert into basic old fiat, great. To me, it's like, whatever. Now, I know that, and I was there while we were trying to do some of this. I think it was really the real rush here from interest, with respect to interest of central bank digital currencies. The idea has been around for a while. It makes me really happy to hear Brad say that there's progress and that they're moving forward, because it did feel like the interest in that had kind of waxed and waned over the last few years. So that makes me happy. And look, even if it's a private fork of the ledger that's only validated by the central bank, that's still a huge vote of confidence for the ledger and for the young.
See, it's a huge vote of confidence, and that's a good thing. Now, going forward, that's just one aspect of it, and that's showing you that the central banks are issuing and trialing their CBDCs, and that's something that it's at the crux of the matter, right? Running a parallel financial system involves having the banks, because they are the gatekeepers, quote unquote. And here in this post by Dread Bongo, he said there's a parallel financial system being built, which I've just been showing you the past 7 minutes how that's the case. And that is DeFi, lending, remittances, payments, custody, and settlement. These are huge aspects of being able to have a financial system, is you following these core what do I call it? Core payments areas, right? These are all core payment areas, okay? And this is going to be a multi-quadrillion world being developed, which is the case. And it's going to be all the money. And let me remind you, crypto's only this small piece, and the rest is all the money in the world. Look at this. And if you're trying to tackle the derivatives market, look how big it is. Insane. Trillions of dollars, hundreds of trillions of dollars. So that's the important aspect of this. And when you hear Raoul Paul talk about it, he leaves you in astonishment of what this is going to become. Take a listen.
There's a parallel financial system being built. And if we talked about going out with a whimper, not a bang, we all know how screwed up the current financial system is. And we thought it might go with a bang, but they've rescued it every time by creating more externalities and more laws of unintended consequences. I think everybody knows that now. I think the central banks know. I think everybody, it's not a secret. But what we're doing is creating this parallel financial universe, which is distributed, recorded, trusted, and that is a much safer system to build on. And what we're seeing is a slow migration. And that is why we're seeing the rise of Bitcoin prices and digital asset prices go through the roof, price discovery. Everyone's moving into the new home, and this is the new home, and it's over here. And, when all of those baby boomers moved into their new homes back in 1980 or whenever they were 30 years old, the price of all those homes went up. This is what's going on, right? So there's a slow migration, and we're seeing it from the traditional investment managers, we're seeing it from family offices, we're seeing it from individuals, and we are seeing it from central banks who are now, because of Bitcoin, created digital currencies to realize that there's a new digital world. That's one thing going on. If that's not big enough, within that is embedded decentralized finance, where algorithms provide yields. There's lending, transmission, remittances, payments, custody, settlement. I mean, this is a multi-quadrillion dollar world that's being developed, in terms of flow, in terms of stock, the bond market, the equity markets, all of these things are $200, $300, $400 trillion markets each. And a lot of this is going on to this. So this is the magnitude. And currently, the digital asset market is 1.7 trillion. So what is it going to be worth? At least 100x from here still, probably 200x, maybe even 500x. So that's the magnitude of the opportunity we all have in front of us. And this is the biggest thing we've ever been given in anything. But that's only parts of it, because the internet was basically the exchange of information digitally. What is being built in the digital asset space is the exchange of value, which is the top tier of the internet that it didn't have. The digital exchange of value, that's changing everything.
And you see, there you have it. It's literally going to change everything. And here we see the implementation happening through a big store like Walmart, right? Where they want to offer cryptocurrency NFTs and filing reveals. Now, there could be a dark side to this as well, where each big chain store is able to develop their own coin, right? Or whatever it is. And it could diminish what the small stores can do, right? And it brings all the customers to come and shop at these stores, especially with the metaverse coming out. So we see where this is trending and where this is going. So this is a huge opportunity, yes, but also gotta always take into account the dark side of it, because it does exist and it is a possibility. But here I'm showing you where things are going. And I think this is a pretty good case to show you what's actually taking place. So please like and subscribe if you like this content. Let me know what you guys think. This is the Mega Bull. Let me know your thoughts, like and subscribe. See you in the next one.